We're here with Vanderbilt women's basketball head coach Shea Ralph. Coach, just an opening statement after tonight's decision, and we'll open up the floor for questions.
Yeah, I thought, in the first half we fought pretty hard. There were stretches. Again, our team, we have two sides. So there were times where I felt like we battled and we were super competitive and we missed opportunities. Offensively, we made some mistakes defensively in the first half, but not enough to really dig us a deep hole. And then in the second half, the course of the game wore us down in the paint. We got out-rebounded 54-29, and I just, we're not going to get any more post players on our team this year, so we have to figure that out. We just have to match physicality and go after rebounds and defend, and then make sure that offensively we get great shots so we're not playing transition defense every time up the floor. But, I told them in the locker room, I feel like we showed who we can be today. We can be super competitive with anybody in our conference. We just have to be that for the full 40 minutes. And unfortunately, we weren't, and they took full advantage of that. Credit to them. I really like Jenny a lot. She has been playing very well right now.
All right, we're going to open up the floor here for in-person questions first. If you have any questions, please raise your hand.
Coach, Blake scored 55
Yeah.
The other day. She got 34 today. Talk about her ascension in college basketball. How, where she looks like she's going to be a great player.
She is a great player. She's a great player already. And this I've told her multiple times. This kind of ascension that she's having, the attention she's getting. She plays most every second. On the court. She's playing in the best conference in the country. It's only going to make her better. And so right now, it's when you look at her, you don't think freshman, but she is. She's going through this for the first time. She's handling it really well. These moments are going to make her a lot better. But she's a warrior and a competitor. She's been that since I've met the kid, since I watched her in high school and AAU. I'm not surprised at all at the things that she's doing. And again, like you said, it's just the beginning. So as we continue to get better and she continues to get better, the sky's going to be the limit for both of us.
Right here, front.
Tyler Luke, Cat Space. Want to kind of follow up on that. Michaela obviously is the one that gets going the most offensively in this game, but even with the struggles kind of surrounding her, it never felt like she was forcing it, and it seemed like she continued to look for her teammates to continue to facilitate.
Yeah.
How have you kind of seen her? Obviously, we know the capable scorer that she is, but kind of find that balance throughout this season and learn that balance of obviously the ball's in her hand a lot, so when to go get hers versus kind of continue to facilitate and run the offense.
I mean, I trust her decision making. I think her teammates do as well, and she has pretty high IQ. So she does want to win. So when she gets sped up, it's usually because there's something going on in the game that she doesn't like, and then she wants to find a way to take it over to put us in position to win the game. I thought today she did a really good job in those moments of not getting sped up, of being a really good leader on the floor because she has the ball in her hands so much. It almost happens by design, right? She's got to make sure that we stay even-keeled, that we get into things where we get a great shot even if it's not her. And then our other players are continuing to do their part to try and step up. We do have to get more contributions from players, and they know that, so we'll continue to work on that.
Right here in the front.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the other end of the floor and Reagan Beers. Obviously, you mentioned the rebounding difference, the success that OU had on the interior. What stood out to you about her coming in and her performance tonight?
She's big. That stood out. She's big. She uses her body really well. I thought that, the thing that sticks out to me probably the most about her is what the kind of position she gets, how deep she gets in the lane. She gets a really great position. She's big, so it's hard to get back around her. And then they have perimeter shooters, so it's really hard to help when she gets that deep because they'll find the guy that's open and knock in threes like they did today. But I felt like, she's kind of that piece for them that makes everything else a little bit more difficult because she takes up so much space in the lane, and if you make one mistake, she'll get a layup.
Any more questions here in person? All right, thank you. We'll jump over to our Zoom real quick. We'll start with Elena Morris. Go ahead, Elena.
Yeah, what do you feel like maybe just the defensive struggles were tonight for your team that allowed Oklahoma to score so efficiently?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a secret watching the game that we just couldn't stop them inside. And then when we tried, they would get an open three, and they made a lot of those too. So we knew they were going to take a bunch of threes. I was hoping more of them would be contested. And we also worked on trying to meet their players that posted up, because it wasn't just Beers. I mean, it ended up being her a lot. We had to meet them outside, the restricted arc, so they weren't getting all the way underneath where there's really no help for that. There's no help for those kinds of layups. So I thought we did a little bit better in the first half of kind of the things we were trying to do. They still scored 43 points, but they shot the ball well and they were getting the ball inside. That wasn't part of the game plan. When that happens and they score 100 points, it's going to be tough to beat them.
Any more questions on the Zoom? Raise your hand. All right, last question, Brandon Bigsby, Handy 24/7. Go ahead, Brandon.
Coach, I know you talked about needing more contributions, and you guys have had to rely a lot on Michaela trying to get as many points as possible the last few games. What do you feel like you guys need to do to kind of alleviate some of that pressure off of her offensively and get some of the other players going a bit?
I think, Michaela has been getting good looks. So, she took 22 shots today. I thought most of them were pretty good. I think the other guys have to be more aggressive to score. We usually get a little bit more production from Camille. I thought she came around towards the end of the game where she was attacking a little bit more, but she has to start the game that way too. And then anybody that comes in has to do something for us that's productive. That's not always scoring. That's making an extra pass, getting an offensive rebound and a put back, getting a steal for a layup. That doesn't have to be something we run a play for. So I think that we just have to play with more confidence in that way and know that the offense is going to come if we play with a certain level of effort. The ball changes sides of the floor, and we defend. We already know this about our team. If we are not defending well and we are not rebounding well, then it is going to be ugly because we're going to have to walk the ball up the floor. We need to get some turnovers. We need to rebound and run. We like to play in transition. And that way everybody can get more involved. And it's more fun. So hopefully we'll get back to ourselves when we get home.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.